change is to focus all of our energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. A powerful quote by the great Greek philosopher Socrates on the power of change and creating an impact. Two things that stand strongly with the core message that I'm going to share with you today. You see, I stand here before you with a mission that can truly create a global impact. I have a mission to create the next conscious generation of leaders, a generation of innovators, developers, and mentors, a generation spreading awareness and confidence while living from its core. The reason I stand here so confidently saying this statement is because I truly believe that this next generation of young adults can create better people for this world. And creating better people for this world equals creating a better world. This next generation is called Generation Z. And me? Well, I'm right at the start of this generation. So, I know what my mission is in life, part of a generation. Well, what seems to be the problem? Well, that's the thing. I'm part of a small 20% of this age group that is truly aware of what their purpose is. Now, it's normal not knowing what you want, especially up until the age of 30, 35, sometimes maybe even older. But what's wrong is that at the age of 18, we are forced to make a decision for the future without knowing what we want. And what's even worse is that we have the pressure of school and society right upon our shoulders. You see, as young adults, we enter the adult world unconscious of our own identity. Yet we are expected to have all these experiences and all the answers to the world. What we're lacking is awareness, and it's my best friend that I like to call personal development. You see, to truly create a conscious generation of leaders, it is of the utmost importance that we integrate conscious personal development into the community. So how do we integrate personal development into the busy and hectic lives of young adults? Well, to truly answer that question, we really have to strip down the meaning and the importance of personal development to its core. So personal development is about becoming aware of your identity, and it's about developing your talents and your potentials. So what I like to do is I like to see where you guys kind of are on this personal development scale. And therefore, I'm going to use Abraham Maslow's The Hierarchy of Needs. So please raise your hand if you have shelter above your head, you have food, water, and warmth. I'm really glad that this is all of you. And keep your hands raised if you feel safe, not only physically, but also emotionally. Great. Very important. And keep your hand raised if you feel you have a sense of belonging and love in your surroundings. Good. Now, for this next one, I really want you to be honest with yourself as well. Because who here has the power and confidence in their own value that they can help others reach a higher level? Okay, I see a few hands going down there. And lastly, in the highest level on Maslow's hierarchy, who here has reached the depth of their true self and is living their life to its fullest potential? Wow. Only a few of you here. Crazy, isn't that really? So why is it that only a few people reach this depth of self-actualization? Well, it's kind of simple, really. The majority of us have doubts and fears that prevent us from going from here to here. And if there's one thing that's played a really large role in our development from a very young age, it is the influence of our parents and our closest surroundings. You see, as babies, we are born with an inner guide, a guide that knows what our true purpose is. We are born in our purest form, and we know without any judgment at all. While we grow up, the assumptions and the beliefs of our parents are taught to us. And these beliefs kind of are like layers of subtle silk sheets that are wrapped around our hearts. Even though these layers of beliefs, convictions, and fears often come from a place of love, it does take us little steps away from our true intuition. You see, our parents fulfill our basic needs and love and belonging because they're our foundation, they're our safety net. But they cannot bring us to this depth and this level of self-actualization. They cannot, because the only way we can do that is to step out of our comfort zone. And it's a daunting task for parents, and something we like to call letting your child go. Because the only way and the only place where we can learn the greatest lessons of life is that in the real world. And something that really plays a large role in our time as student in this big world is school, right? Because we live in a society where the main mindset of education is the traditional way of schooling. Unfortunately, that's kind of a problem, because traditional education is not providing personal development as an important subject in their curriculum. Now, don't get me wrong, I love school, I absolutely adore it. And the art of expanding your mind with new knowledge about yourself is something that should excite everyone, because that is ultimately going to bring us to this level of self-actualization. So, at the start of this talk, I mentioned, the pressure that we feel to make this really major decision for the future. By implementing more awareness into the personal development of these students, we can really reduce the stress and the pressure they feel when faced with this terrifying decision. You see, studies and courses are becoming so much more expensive all over worldwide, and it leaves little to no room to make mistakes. What schools aren't realizing is that we need to make these mistakes to discover who we are, to discover who we want to be in this lifetime. It's a human thing. So that really got me thinking in a way. Because what if there was a platform where you're open to make these mistakes and understand life's greatest lessons? What if this platform stimulated students to consciously work on their personal development and consciously work on their passions while still working on their school curriculum? I took my love for learning and my passion for personal development, and I created a new revolution. Welcome to the University of Life, an online school where we aim to create this conscious generation of leaders, where we focus on international students who step out of their comfort zone and explore new regions of the world. It's a group that is expanding and growing rapidly every year, full of world citizens. A group that is really bringing countries together and creating the start of this global movement. You see, at this school, we don't discuss math, biology, science, and all those subjects. But rather we focus on communication, confidence, awareness, leadership. Subjects that are even more important for the real world. And the best thing about it, that this platform is going to be made accessible and affordable for all students around the world. And therefore, they have access to the greatest tools to develop oneself. You see, I have a mission. I have a mission to be of a valuable addition to the upbringing of parents and traditional schooling. Because wouldn't it be amazing if this depth and this level of self-actualization would be reached at a younger age? so that we can really create a conscious generation of leaders? Well, this next generation, this next conscious generation, is on the midst of becoming young adults. Generation Z is going to be the future. They are the kids born around 1996 to 2014. And they are the kids that are really going to make a change in this world. So how many of you have children in this generation? Or how many of you would like to have children in the future? Great. You see, I'd like to inspire this next generation, and I'd like to create a change in the world. And that's why I'm going to help your children, and I'm going to help all of your children to reach their level of self-actualization, to become conscious leaders of the next generation. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. Where were you 20 years ago? Oh, I'm so glad that you inspired us all, and that our children will grow up, hopefully, with your thoughts. Yes. Thank you for speaking your mind.
Thank you so much.
And good luck.
Thank you all. Thank you for listening to my